Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about The Dark and the Wicked, which is a folk horror film that is currently available on Shudder. At least that's how we watched it. That is from director Bryan Bertino, who is most known as the director of The Strangers, but also did a movie called The Monster a couple years back that I really dug. So I was looking forward to checking this out at some point. So finally it hit Shudder, so we decided to sit down and watch it, and I liked it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a slow burn. It takes a while to get going, but it does get going. I think that's an important thing to know. It's structured kind of like The Shining, where every day is like a scene, and it gets progressively more weird each day that passes by.
Yeah.
So like you have like Monday, and then like something like, he passes by and there's something in the background that's kind of weird and out of focus. And then it's like Tuesday, and it's like, someone accidentally cuts themselves. Like it's like, and then eventually you get to the point where everything's going buck wild by the time you get to the last day, you know?
Yeah.
It's really dark. Do not watch this if you're too depressed to handle dark family drama.
Yeah. But probably the best. I don't know if it's a spoiler to say, not a happy ending.
No, this movie does not have a happy ending. It is not about a happy topic either, because the thing that kind of starts this whole story going is that a dad is basically on his deathbed. He's got some sort of unspecified illness that's made him bedridden, and he's just getting progressively worse. So the daughter and the son come back to the family farm in Texas to help take care of dad with mom, and then weird shit keeps happening, and bad things happen to the family, and it's tragedy.
Yeah. There's a demon that's after them.
Yeah, that's the big question. Like, is it a demon? Is it something else? Is it in their heads? What's going on, right?
Yeah. Doesn't go well.
It doesn't go well. I should also warn you that there is excessive amounts of animal death in this movie. They're on a farm, and I think maybe 5 of the farm animals make it by the end of it.
Yeah. There is a scene.
Oh yeah,
where you're just like, well, that ain't normal.
Yeah. If you're the kind of person that can't handle animal death, just point blank, then
just avoid. There's a lot of dead animals.
It's pretty graphic. But I loved it. That was one of those oh shit moments. You're like, this shit's getting real.
Oh yeah. Because you're sitting there wondering, like, well, how bad is this gonna get?
Yeah.
And then, that bad. Okay, all right. Like, and at that point, okay. There's a point at which you were just like, just go.
Yeah.
Just go. There is no way.
This is 100% one of those movies where you're going to be yelling at them to go like, no, I know you care about your dad. I know he's stuck in that bed. I know you can't do anything, but you need to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Whatever is going on, you need to be away from
You need to get the fuck out of there, because I'm telling you right now, I think your dad's already dead.
Yeah. Yeah, and if he's not, that's the problem.
Well, if he's not, then he's in a severe coma he's probably not going to get out of. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You got to weigh the consequences here.
Yeah. This is a movie where there are actually quite a few spoilers.
Yeah. We'll talk about it more when we get to the spoilers, because there's some great scenes that are just total spoilers. Especially some of the creepy shit that happens.
Yeah, like this movie very much feels like the kind of story that like locals would tell.
Yeah.
About like, that fork up there, Well, this is a lot of history on that rod.
This is like an American folk tale, right?
Yeah.
Folk horror tale. Like it deals with a lot of stuff that it just feels inherently very American. The American farm, the nuclear family dynamic, and the demons and things like that. And from a very American perspective too.
Yeah. But it comes to a very un-American conclusion.
That's true. Its conclusion felt to me more like an Asian horror film.
It did.
Where Asian horror films is just like, nah, it doesn't matter. You're all fucked.
Yeah. Just forget it.
Doesn't matter if you do everything right. You're all fucked.
Yeah. You're screwed from the word go. You know. Like a fucking like one missed call or something.
Yeah.
Like, no, just give up, man.
Well, that's one thing I love about all those Asian horror films is that they figure out the pattern. They figure out like how the monster or entity in those stories work, which is usually a ghost most of the time, like a spirit of some kind. And they do everything right, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it kills them anyway.
Yeah, it's a supernatural asshole. Like, you know, what are you gonna do?
Absolutely. You know, I wouldn't go so far as to say the movie's mean-spirited because, like, it's as mean-spirited as The Strangers was. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, The Strangers also very similarly bleak as this movie is. Just from a completely different type of movie, whereas The Strangers was a home invasion and you're dealing with kind of people. In this, you're dealing with other things.
Yeah.
You know? And it doesn't give a fuck.
Oh no, it doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't care to explain itself.
No.
It's very clear that the whole goal really is, I'm gonna murder you.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Well, here's the thing. I actually have a more nuanced take on that, but when we get to the spoilers, I'll talk about it because it does deal with a lot with spoilers. But yeah, it is kind of like, you know, like I'm just gonna fuck with you and you're gonna die. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and unlike that movie Dark Skies, like it all holds together.
Oh, I would agree. There's a lot of movies that you could argue like are in this kind of genre that are like this movie where you have farms and you have spooky shit happening.
Yeah.
This is one of the better ones. I would say.
Definitely.
I think it holds together. I think the characters are well written and well acted, and honestly, this is a rare case where I found myself even caring for like the conservative brother character.
Yeah, because you know what's at stake for him.
Yeah.
You know, like he's like, wait a minute, I might not see my kids again.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Like even when he's making selfish choices, I bought it. Right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Like
They felt like selfish choices that someone would make. It wasn't just someone just going like, oh my god, I'm gonna drive the car into the river.
You know, I will say this: that character does get to a point where his denial is a little strong. His denial is a little strong, especially in the halfway point of the movie.
Yeah. No, nothing's happening.
Dude,
pretty much magic. You
had the plausible deniability early on in the movie when it was mainly happening to your sister, but now that you've seen it, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got to admit something's happening, even if it's in your head. Like,
yeah. Well, at that point, it's like at that point, I would get it if you were just like, no, out.
Yeah.
And he just like left. I'd be like, yeah, I get it. But like the level of denial is like, dude, where's this coming from?
Oh yeah.
Where is this? You gotta be fucking kidding me. You've already seen, you just saw evil.
Yeah.
Isn't that good enough? Like, even if it's normal people fucking with you.
Yeah.
Somehow, the message is still pretty clear to get the fuck away.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Like, one of the things I did like about the story is you could really tell that every really good horror story's got some sort of metaphor going on.
Yeah.
And this one, it is not being honest with your feelings.
Yeah. That's a big
sharing the kind of like, you know, conservative, ignore it. It doesn't exist. You know?
Yeah.
Your dad's not dying. Don't worry about it. Oh, he's fine.
There's a lot of themes of denial in this.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's kind of going on. Like, the family's kind of in denial about how much of a chance the father even has to survive. The brother's in complete denial about the weird shit that's going on around the farm.
Yeah.
You know, and the sister's in denial about whether or not her staying there can even help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's even of value for her to be there.
Yeah, if it even does anything.
You know? And like, and the mother's already like really far gone by the time the story starts. So,
yeah.
You know, like there's definitely like there's those themes, you know, going on, and that's one thing I actually really like because Bryan Bertino's films, like especially if you go with The Monster, which is the last movie he made, like actually directed. He's produced some other films.
Yeah, that would be the one about the mother and the daughter.
Yeah, the mother and the daughter with the monster and the car wreck.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing is like a huge metaphor for the mom's alcoholism and how it's affecting her kid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's kind of got to sacrifice herself to save the kid so that the kid can go on and live without her and stuff like that. Like he's actually really good at doing that kind of metaphorical monster storytelling. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I think this movie does really great in that vein. I do think we have exhausted as much as we could talk about before spoilers. So
yeah,
this movie is currently available on Shudder. I do believe it is on other streaming platforms too, but you got to rent it on those. But if you want to just watch it, like without having to like pay the extra to rent it, then boot up your Shudder subscription and watch it there. And with that said, let's move on to the spoilers.
Yeah, let's move on to the spoilers. So demon.
Yeah.
Or other evil spirit.
Yeah. Basically, what you come to find over the course of this movie is that the farm and the family in general is being haunted by this demon that seems to be trying to claim the father's soul. Now, I have come to the conclusion after watching it that actually it was coming after all of their souls.
Oh yeah.
Because here's the thing. Yes, I'm just gonna kill you, right? But no. I want to note one thing. There's only one character the demon directly kills in the movie, and that's the sister at the very end after it possesses the dad.
Right.
Up until that point, it makes everyone kill themselves.
Yes.
It forces everyone to commit suicide so their souls are damned.
Yeah.
You know, it basically convinces them by driving them so insane that they end up shooting themselves or hanging themselves or in one case slitting their throat, which is pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
When that
that's
fucking happens.
Good ones. Yeah.
You know, it basically creates these scenarios that drives them insane enough that they finally do that. And then takes their souls. And my assumption is that by doing that, it made it strong enough to eventually take over the father and then eat the sister.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Now, metaphorically, you can tell what's going on is... This unspoken thing is literally killing the family.
It's true.
It's literally killing the family. And if someone would just fucking talk about it, everything would be okay, but they're not.
You know that feeling like when a family gets together for the first time in a while and everyone's got resentment for one another for something that happened in the past, but no one wants to talk about it. So everyone just kind of sits there quietly eating in awkward silence. This movie is basically about that awkward thing that no one wants to talk about and come to terms with, and then eventually it destroys the family.
Yeah.
This movie's that.
Yeah. Have you ever? Okay, this is a really, really, really extreme example, but like, it reminds me of something that happened back in like the town I grew up in.
Yeah.
Where everyone the family had gathered. Mm-hmm. You know, because the person was on their last legs.
Yeah.
And they're gathering, they're wondering what to do. Mm-hmm. And for the majority of the day, they're all going like, well, what do we do about this? Like, what do we do about that? Blah, 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 blah. Turns out, the guy had died 2 nights previous and nobody told anybody.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and I was
geez.
What?
That's fucked up.
That's super fucked up. You know, like, oh no, like we can't like talk about the fact that he's dead. I'm like, well, when it was gonna come out eventually.
Someone should tell someone.
Yeah, somebody's got to tell somebody something.
Yeah, this is the thing that could happen with some families where like everyone's so worried about getting people upset in the family, so no one wants to talk about the elephants in the room, and yeah, this movie definitely like dives into that kind of vibe. And in this case, the elephant in the room is that there's a fucking demon in the house, and no one wants to directly talk about it because no one wants to admit it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Although, oh man, my favorite death
Yeah.
was the brother.
Oh yeah.
Because that was so fucking mean.
Oh god, okay. I don't know if the movie's mean-spirited, but the demon is mean-spirited
as fuck.
Because the demon basically, like, the brother eventually admits that something fucked up is going on. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows he needs to get out of Dodge, so he just fucking leaves. He does what everyone should have done early on in the movie and fucking leave. And he ends up going home to his family to try to, because basically it's just like, I don't have time for all this monster and shit. I just need to be with my family because I don't want anything bad to happen to them. He gets home and his family has committed suicide. Like, the kids are dead on the table. The mom has like a slit throat and a knife in her hand. So he just pulls out his knife, weeps, and cuts his own throat and dies. And then his family walks through the door because the demon was fucking with him, and they had not actually committed suicide. And so the family walks in and walks in on him dead.
Yeah.
And that's like the punchline of the scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she screams when she sees the body, and it's just like, oh my god. And like,
I keep wondering, like, what, how do you explain that?
Yeah.
How do you explain that? Because, I mean, you're gonna have to tell somebody something.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, well, my husband unexpectedly came home from his trip early, came in and killed himself. Like, what? You know?
I mean, in his defense, he was visiting his family.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like a normal reaction, really.
Yeah, just like, oh god, end it. You know, fuck. But like the moment when the demon takes the form of the mom and she's floating around.
Oh man,
dude,
that's
like,
some spooky ass shit.
Yeah. And that's the point where you're just sort of like, and it even does some like fucking like hereditary hanging itself crap. And I'm just like, bye. Like if I saw that, I'd just be like, look, I'm out. You know, it's like, oh, it's not real. Look, whether it's real or not, clearly something is going wrong right now.
Oh yeah.
I am gonna check myself into I don't fucking know what
nearest hotel
just to chill out. You know, if it happens again, I'll go to the hospital. But like, you know, I'm gone. I'm done.
And this demon fucks with them, like, throughout this movie in, like, wild ways. Like, you had it appearing as the mom, because early on in the movie, the mom commits suicide. Basically, like it's what kicks off the second act of the movie, is the mom chopping off her own fingers and then hanging herself.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah.
So, like, she does that, and then later on, the brother starts seeing the mom everywhere, and the sister starts getting random phone calls from the mom.
Yeah.
So, like, the demon fucks with them in that way, but it also, like, takes the form of, like, this priest and, like, shows up in, like, it's like if the demon took the form of the exorcist and the exorcist and pretended to show up to help them.
Yeah.
But it was actually the demon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. And there's also that farmhand guy, which kind of gives you a little peek as to a possible origin point of the creature itself.
That's true, yeah.
You know, because he too has like something that he doesn't say.
Yeah.
But it has something to do with a girl who committed suicide.
Yeah.
You know?
And he eventually ends up the demon ends up convincing him to commit suicide in a very brutal scene where it shows up as the sister stabbing herself.
Yeah.
Which, that effect was like, they filmed it in a way, and I think they added some digital effects to it that made it look even more inhuman. But like, the way she moved didn't look human. Like, it looked weird.
Yeah. I keep wondering if they did some sort of weird thing where they were like, all right, rather than film you stabbing yourself, we're going to film you with the knife already in, and you're going to pull it out.
Oh, yeah. Because something about it looked off.
Yeah, because it looked weird.
Like, it was unsettling, like, to say the least. There's, like, an uncanny valley effect.
Yeah. You know something's wrong, but then again, you're like, well, demon, so, you know.
You know, and it's also, like, speaking in tongues while it's doing that.
Yeah.
So, like, that just made it even more creepy. You know, imagine someone just staring you in the eyes, speaking in tongues, and then, like, stabbing themselves. But, like, never breaking that locked gaze. Like,
yeah. You know, like I said, there are a lot of shots of this that was sort of like, and it felt like a dude was sort of like, Yeah, Hereditary was really good.
That's true.
You know, like that was really good in Hereditary.
I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't a Hereditary-inspired movie.
Yeah.
Because it definitely, it's got similar, like, family dynamic vibes and things like that, and, like, spooky shit. You know?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I gotta say one thing, though.
Yeah?
One thing I'd be really interested in is this story from the demon's perspective.
Oh, actually watching the demon fucking with them?
Yeah. Just going like, you know, going through its thought process. Just been like, all right, I'm gonna have her cut off her fingers. Like, why are you doing this? It's like you just, the guy's gonna die eventually.
Yeah.
But the demon's like, oh, I'm bored.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it seems like the demon's whole goal is to get them to hurt themselves, like, in some way.
Yeah.
Like eventually so that they kill themselves. My assumption is that ultimate goal is because if they kill themselves, he gets their souls, right?
Yeah.
You know, beyond that, it's just like, I'm gonna fuck with them as much as possible. To the point where, even as a viewer, there are things that happen in this movie where I don't know if it was the demon or if it actually happened.
Yeah.
A great example being when they find out that the priest that showed up was the demon.
Yeah.
There's this whole phone call with this person who's this priest, and he's like, I've never been there, I've never done that, or whatever. And I honestly don't know if that was actually the priest, or if that was also the demon on the other end.
Yeah, you have no idea.
You know? You start to question your own, like, okay, is that the demon? Is that not the demon? What is it? You know, there's a point where it shows up as like the granddaughter of the farm keeper who kills himself. And at first I thought that was just gonna be the granddaughter. I thought that was just straight up it, and then it turns out to be the demon.
Yeah.
You know, so the movie gets you with some really good twists and turns. But like we said earlier, it's got a dark as fuck ending. No one survives this. Everyone's soul is damned. Like I described earlier, it ends up possessing the dad and eating the daughter. That's basically how it ends. And up until that point, you get a whole bunch of creepy shit. Like, the dad on the ceiling. That was a really creepy moment. I think that one was a dream sequence too, but that was still.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was. Just, man. Yeah, it is a movie where you're constantly going like, no, just give up.
Yeah,
just give up. Just be like, you know what? Cool, demon. I see where you're coming from. We out.
I do like your idea. I want to see. Now I just want to see someone make a movie that's a possession movie from the demon's point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just sort of like, why is he deciding to do this? And like, it turns out it's just it's just doing the equivalent of twiddling its thumbs.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like, hey, demon, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Your mother starts cocks in hell. You know, another demon comes over. What the fuck? I had to think of something. You know, what else was I gonna do? Like, you know, oh, hi, father. You know, like.
One thing I did really like about
knock, who's there? You know?
One thing I did really like about this movie that I do want to note, because it was a worry I had going into the movie. There's been a lot of these recent, like, religious-themed horror movies recently that are like possessions, demons, and yada yada. And I've loved a bunch of them, like, don't get me wrong. But there is this tendency with some of the movies, like we see it with the Conjuring movies a lot.
Yeah.
Where you feel like some of the movies, like, reinforce Christian values in fucked up ways.
Oh, yeah.
This movie did a thing where at first I was worried because it establishes really early on that the family is pretty atheistic. Even though they live in a farm in Texas.
Yeah.
They're not super religious.
They're not super Bible, and they're not super churchgoers.
And there's a character who keeps coming in and visiting and helping taking care of the father. It's like the stay-at-home nurse, except she comes in every day as opposed to staying there. She's a very religious person, and I was really worried that the movie was going to do that thing where, like, the religious person is the only voice of reason, and like everyone else is bad, and you're damned because you don't believe in God or whatever.
Right. Nope. Possessed.
No, she ends up possessed and killing and stabbing herself to death, even though she lit the St. Mary candle and said the prayers and did everying right. No, demon kills her anyway, and basically kills her just to fuck with everyone else.
Yeah.
And so I kind of appreciated that because it could have been very easily gone the route that some of these movies go, where it's just like, God is good, the devil is evil, and atheists are awful. And it didn't. And so I appreciated that movie. I appreciated being a little bit more nuanced than that.
Yeah, like, I think, yeah, the movie in my head that I was thinking of was, like, from the demon's perspective, it would be like, yeah, imagine, like, the Last Exorcist crossed with No Such Thing.
Yeah, you know? That kind of tone. I could see that. I could totally see that. Alrighty then, my fellow gorehounds. So last week I had a health scare, and because of that health scare, I took off the week from vlogging. So we are trying to get back into vlogging, even though I've been told to take it easy from my doctor. So we're gonna cut this vlog here. Jack's going to tell you where he's from in a minute, and then we're going to try to move on and record a couple more vlogs for the week. But the vlogs are probably going to be a little bit shorter for the next few weeks because of that. I love doing the really long vlogs where they're like 40 minutes long because they're really good for analytics and people really dig them. But right now I gotta save my voice and save my energy as much as possible. So where can they find you, Count Jackula?
You can find me at Counting Jack at Twitter. You can find me at Count_Jackula on Twitch, where I stream twice a week on Thursdays and Sundays at Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Decode that yourself.
Yeah.
I'm also on Instagram at Satanic Jackula, and in a few weeks I'm apparently doing a podcast with Jan Tony Goldmark.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm apparently going to watch some crazy Halloween-based Disney shit, and I'm finding myself going, God damn, it's gonna be Spooky Buddies, isn't it?
Honestly, you'd be off easy if it's Spooky Buddies, because there's some dog shit there that you can step into.
So okay, yeah. Well, I mean, like, when Halloween Town's, like, kind of the
that's with a high bar.
That's the high bar.
Like if you're going for Disney Channel shit, that's like Disney Channel-esque shit. That's Halloween. Halloween Town's kind of your high bar, and then you get a whole bunch of shit like Spooky Buddies, and then you get some really bad things.
You thought The Worst Witch was bad. You had no idea.
Yep.
All right, what about you?
Y'all know me. I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitch, on Instagram, and Twitter. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you would like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way. And what would be a good hashtag for them to put in the comment section if they made it this far into the vlog?
Ooh. Hashtag finger food.
Okay. If you made it this far into the vlog, then I want you to comment below hashtag fingerfood so that I know, and Jack knows, and you know that you watched this vlog all the way through. I know you already know, but it went well with the flow, so I went with it.
Yeah.
And with that said, my fellow gorehounds, peace out, and I'll catch y'all later.
I wonder if people, like, just read the hashtag in the thing and then fake it.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Like they see other people putting the hashtag?
Yeah. Maybe we need a fake out hashtag occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I could do that. I've seen some people who do that where they put like a hashtag halfway through and at the end they're like, that's the bullshit hashtag. But
Yeah. Yeah, just to confuse you.
Maybe I'll do that one of these days.
Mm.
You'll see.
Hashtag you'll see. Now you don't know. You're confused. Good.